Welcome back. This is a checkpoint with some coding exercises. So here's a quick list of all of the things we've covered so far and more. Take a minute to appreciate how far you've come. So this video will cover some coding exercises. I'm going to give you a list of customers and a list of addresses, and you must loop through the list and return different things. So here are some things that you need to know, but we didn't technically cover. So can an object hold another object? The answer is yes. Can an object hold a list of things, like a list of strings? The answer is yes. Can an object hold a list of other objects? The answer is yes. So this is crucial. This allows us to really make anything we want. So here's our data model. I'm going to give you a customer class. Notice it has a first name, a last name, an email, is a paid user, and then look at the next one. Private address. So this is a reference to another object. And then we also have a list of strings of liked keywords. There's another class you need. This is address. So address just has address line 1, address line 2, city, state, and zip code. And then we have one more class. This is our customer factory. All this does is give you one method that allows you to get a list of customers so you don't have to manually define them yourself. Okay, step 1 is create your address class. You need an all arguments constructor. You need getters. You need setters. And you need to override the toString method. Step 2 is create your customer class. You need an all arguments constructor, getters, setters, and override the toString method. And step 3, just copy the customer factory class. It's in the comments. Notice there are nulls, empty strings, and empty lists all over the place. You will have to account for those in your code. This is just like real life. And lastly, once you get everything set up, this is what it will look like. You'll have an array list of customer. I just called it list. And then you're going to do customer factory.get. And then you're going to loop through the list to do whatever the homework tells you to. This is one last important point. You can do method chaining. So method chaining. And this is when you do list dot, let's say you'll get at the first index. You can then call another method. So what does this return? This returns a customer. So if I call the dot operator again, you can then call all of these other things. So I can do get last name, and that returns the last name of the first item in the list. We can go a step further, and we can do dot get address, and this now returns an address object. So if I call the dot operator again, I can then do get address line 1, for example. Some people like to have them horizontal. You could also have them vertical like this. This is what my boss recommends, but it's really up to you. And of course, you can do the same thing on a list. So list.get, and then you can do get liked keywords, and this returns a list. And so once you have a list of strings, you can then do all of the things you would expect to be able to do with a list. So method chaining is really powerful, and you will need to use it for the homework. And your last step is to click the link to do the homework. It's going to have you look through this list and find a whole bunch of different stuffs. This will probably take you a while. Good luck.